Welcome to Coffee and Candor. This is Amber,
Chris,
Ross,
and Brandy.
Today we're going to be talking about Sharon Osbourne and what's his name?
Pierce
Morgan,
Yeah.
and them getting fired over the royal family
and Meghan Markle and the Oprah interview.
All that debacle.
That's been a shitstorm.
Mm-hmm. So Pierce Morgan was standing up for the royal family.
She knew it was going to be a shitstorm, and so did Oprah when they did that interview.
But that's who thought it was
Meghan Markle and Oprah.
Oh,
They knew exactly what the fuck they were doing.
I thought you were talking about Sharon. I was like, that's their whole show.
That's their job.
Yeah.
The
View is a shitstorm anyway. So
Sharon Osbourne.
They're not the View. They're the Talk.
It's like the View.
I'm sure it's probably the
no.
same.
They're much less
Hateful.
They're much more pleasant to watch. I could never stomach the View.
Oh my god! I used to watch the View until it changed, and I was just.
I used to really enjoy the Talk because. You know,
I never watched the Talk because I thought it was going to be like The View, so I never even bothered.
I mean, in the sense that you had kind of a round table of women, but on The View, the round table, while they're diverse,
they seem so hateful.
Not only that, they're all extreme.
Well,
you know,
on The View, the last 4 years, their entirety of their programming was fucking Trump bashing. So
no, it's not. It's just
a whole lot of it was.
Well,
I loved The View when it was like the original
the
women
original cast.
Yeah. I liked it, and then it kind of started going off, and then they changed everybody.
And then, like I said, yes, the whole point, because like that, you want counterpoint, so you want conservative and liberal voices, but like if you've got far over here, it's hard to talk over the shouting, and it just becomes so polarizing. And there are conservative and liberal voices on the Talk, but they're closer to moderate on both sides,
right.
So it's
closer to being normal,
right? So normally it's a much more balanced and rational conversation.
So Sharon, and I don't know any of her co-hosts. I have no idea who they are. Sharon Osbourne's the only one I know. Yeah,
they've changed recently, and I used to know them all. But there's a lady comedian. She's a black lady.
I think that may be the one
Cheryl.
She was talking to.
It is.
She looked familiar, but I wasn't sure I knew who she was.
I'll get it up. The Talk.
But they started talking about the royal family and Pierce Morgan being fired and what he said, and everybody thinks he's a racist. And I missed the whole Pierce Morgan thing. I heard he was fired. I didn't know what he had said. Apparently, he was just standing up for the royal family.
I listened to it, and here's what he said. There was this black lady that they had on the show. He was on a show.
Cheryl Underwood.
Okay. He was on a show almost like a nightly news show, right? It wasn't his show.
Right.
It was him and a co-host.
Right,
and
he was like an anchor on it.
And they had this black lady on there who was just hyper virtue signaling, and of course, according to her, everybody in the history of everything is racist, and all of that. And Pierce Morgan said, "Hold on, look. All we have is what she said.
We have one side.
We have hearsay. She wasn't even there. She's saying that she heard whatever from somebody else. So that's third-hand information, which is..."
Was she giving these names or just saying...
She didn't give them publicly. She said she knew who it was, but she said she was protecting them by not listing those names.
Yeah,
okay. But she did say it wasn't the Queen.
And what Pierce said was, look, this is the monarch of Great Britain. If we're going to make accusations like this, tell us who it was, tell us what they said, so we can take care of it.
Right. That's the only way you can take care of something.
Exactly. And if you're not willing to do that, then everything you say is horseshit.
And same thing we were talking about with the high school, with the bullying. If you're not going to come forward and tell people who is doing it, nothing's going to get done.
Yeah, then all you're doing is virtue signaling, and that's what Pierce said.
It's important to also note that the monarchy of Great Britain, that is very much a business. It is a corporation.
Oh, yeah.
And, so if you're going, it's in their best interest, if there is a problem like that would be a black eye, to have it dealt with, instead of just kind of casting this aspersion over everyone. It would be much rather to go, well, and we took action,
Yeah, well, and Meghan Markle should watch her ass because the royal family's worth about $1 trillion. They can have anyone, Jeffrey Epstein, killed no matter where the fuck they are. Federal prison. So...
Okay, I found
But Pierce had said basically that. Tell us who it is. Tell us what they said. We'll handle it.
So he absolutely did not say anything racist.
No, he didn't. And this fucking asshole woman just started tearing into him, talking
what
about
asshole woman?
The woman that was the guest on his show.
Oh, okay.
Talking about his white privilege and
Was she white?
no.
Oh, okay.
And how basically by him defending the royal family in the midst of
but he's a royalist.
By him defending the royal family in what is basically baseless accusations because they won't give any specifics.
Well, I did.
Then he is clearly a racist because of that.
But I did think it funny that they said that the child won't have a title.
No, the child won't have a title because they fucking gave up their titles.
No, that was part of the reason they gave it their title. Before the child was ever born, they said he won't carry a title.
I heard that too. No, that's too low. I heard that too, and then lately, because I guess she's pregnant again.
Yes, she is.
They're saying that their daughter's going to have a title, so I don't understand.
That doesn't make sense.
That doesn't. No. And I did hear that about the son not having a title,
yeah.
And I thought, why?
Yeah.
Because I mean that.
The host of the talk right now are Cheryl until last week were Sharon Osbourne, who had been there from the get, Cheryl Underwood, who
I've never heard of.
She's a comedian.
You'd probably recognize her.
Yeah,
I thought she looked familiar.
She has humongous horse teeth, and then she smiles, her gums show, and it bugs me.
Is there a picture of her?
Mm-hmm. I have the same visceral reaction to her that I do
Steve Harvey. I like Steve Harvey.
I don't like people who are very teethy.
Show me the picture.
Okay, just a minute. I'm telling you who the rest of them are, because only one Sharon Osbourne, Cheryl Underwood, Carrie Ann Inaba. Now, if you don't know who that is, she was a judge on Dancing with the Stars. She's a retired professional. I didn't either. Dancer. And then Amanda Klutz. I don't know who that is. Mm-hmm. And Elaine Welteroth. Don't know who that is. So now
I watched the interview. I think there was just 4 of them, so I don't know which one wasn't on there.
So Cheryl Underwood. Image.
So anyway, on the talk, Sharon Osbourne was talking to Underwood. I can't remember what her first name is.
Cheryl.
Oh, I think I've seen
and
her stuff.
she was Pierce Morgan is Sharon's friend. Mm-hmm. They've known each other for a long, long time.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, I don't understand why this is happening. What did he say?
What did he say that was offensive?
And Cheryl just kind of kept giving these roundabout, not answering the question. And finally, she asked several times, what did he say? Teach me. I want to learn this. I want to know this. What did he say that was so racist? And finally, she came out and said something along the lines of, it wasn't what he said, it's what people perceived it to be.
Well, but that's not what you perceive is a choice
it's your
you make.
problem.
Yeah, exactly. What you perceive is subjective, and all I can be responsible for are my actions. And fuck what you think.
If you say, Brandy, will you come to my party? And I say, no, Chris, I can't come to your party. I'm busy.
Okay.
That means I can't come. I'm busy. Now, if you decide that means.
Yeah, if you read into that...
Fuck you, I hate you, I don't want to hang
that's
out with
a choice you made. That's not what I said.
And that's not what you're responsible for.
So not only did Pierce Morgan get fired for doing absolutely nothing, now Sharon Osbourne got fired or quit. We don't know which one.
She's no longer on the...
because of standing up for someone who didn't do anything.
And standing... And she said, I feel like I'm under attack... and being called a racist.
And I believe she was.
Oh, she was, yeah.
Because my friend is being perceived as a racist, so if I love him, I must be too. And that bothered me because she's 11 years she's been on this show. And
didn't she start the show?
No, Sarah
McLachlan.
No, damn. The one from
Gilbert.
Yes, Sarah Gilbert started. It was her brainchild.
She's
baby.
on The View, right? Sarah Gilbert?
Wasn't...
She's been on something.
She was on The Talk for a long time.
That's the one from Roseanne?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it became a problem with her family obligations because she was actually the producer. And So she stepped back a couple of years ago. And I think I haven't liked it since then. I think she set the tone real well. Because she was very respectful of other people. And anyway, but like Sharon's been there from Get. And so I've watched a lot of the seasons because it was one of Mama's favorite shows. So we'd watch it together a lot. And so I've seen Sharon talk about just about everything, decency, morality, women's issues, LGBT, politics, the showbiz, and she always comes across, she's blunt, but I think she's very...
She always strikes me as really classy, too, though.
Yeah.
Definitely to the point.
Like she said on the show, if I say something... that I didn't mean it for it to come off. I will say that that's not what I meant. I will learn from it. If I don't understand something, I will ask.
And she wants.
Well, but the problem that we're running into now. Excuse me.
If anybody asks any questions,
all right. So let's say that. All right. This is going to make me sound incredibly ignorant, not stupid, ignorant. And I know that, and once it was explained to me, it totally made sense. So Sambo is
little black Sambo.
Yeah, the blackface cartoon is a racist thing,
right? And it was from it was originated in the minstrel shows.
Right. Yeah. I was looking at something at work, and nothing bad, but. There was like an advertisement that came by and it had Sambo on it, and a black lady that I worked with said, "Oh my God, I can't believe they have that," and I was like, "Why?" And she was like, "That's a really racist thing," and I was like, "Why?" And she explained the whole thing. Because, believe it or not, I don't fucking research the history of everything. And she explained the whole thing to me. I was like, oh, shit, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
there you go.
Just because you don't know doesn't mean you don't care.
Yeah.
And I wish more people would be like that woman where they explain something to you.
That was Felicia.
Instead of just, I liked her.
Yeah.
Instead of just yelling at you because you don't know any better.
Or saying, if you don't know, you're the problem.
Because if you can't communicate about it, nothing ever gets resolved.
Exactly.
And if you don't understand my point of view or you think it's wrong, I remember one time, what were we talking about? We had a thing about that, and you were like, well, why do you think that? And I said, here's why I think that. And you were like, okay, I never thought of it that way. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I mean, we all don't know everything. We all have different experiences, but so that means there are things that maybe you've experienced that I haven't, that I don't have a first-hand knowledge of. And it's easy to assume, but I mean, if somebody's got an actual experience, listen to them. You might learn something. And at the very least, if you don't, but
a lot of times they're also just talking out of their ass.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. If you didn't learn anything, you learn not to listen to them, or whatever. But I think because Sharon always portrayed herself as kind, classy, very warm and generous, and open-minded. None of the things I've never heard her be. It's all the things they're saying now are very out of character.
Right.
It doesn't mesh with the person she's, and it's hard.
Out of character to the point that they could, if one were so inclined, be considered bullshit.
Right.
Bullshit accusations.
I don't believe she meant anything bad. I believe she's loyal to her friend, and she loves her friend, and she was like, look, if my friend did something overtly racist, I would call him on it.
Yeah.
And I believe she would. But if you're just going to call him a racist because he questioned things, I don't agree with that.
Yeah, and you know what? We all would do the same thing.
Yeah. And the thing is,
like that one time at Starbucks where someone we were with
was really racist.
Was obviously racist towards a group of Arab guys.
And we were like, whoa.
Yeah, we were all taken aback. Like,
what did she say? Something about I can't believe they let him in here or something like that?
And like, she
thought they were like
they were going to bomb. She thought they were going to bomb the place. I'm like, they're just doing what we're doing.
These are fucking college kids. There's a lot of Arab college kids at UALR.
Yeah,
and they were in Starbucks, and we happened to also be in Starbucks. It's like, damn, woman, leave them the fuck alone.
They were doing the exact same thing we were, sitting around bullshitting and on their mobile devices
on a Friday night
with
their kids, with their friends.
There's a group of Arab people at a